Hey everybody, my name's Amal Amdu and the name of my business is Create Your Nice Day. You can find me on the web by looking up Create Your Nice Day, all in one word. I started Create Your Nice Day in honor of my daughter, Amelia Joy. Amelia died October 15th, 2015. She was 27 years old, and she died as the result of addiction. She was addicted to a man who was abusive. She was addicted to alcohol, and she was addicted to self-condemnation. She died, and I was heartbroken. Amelia Joy was the most beautiful person I had ever met. She was my hero. And when I lost her, I lost part of myself. So, after the sadness passed, and the dust settled, and I came back from the edge, I took a look at my life, I took a look at myself, and I made some decisions. I never wanted that to ever happen to a young, beautiful woman again. Now, I know I can't make that happen. I'm no expert, and I don't have a wall full of degrees, but I do have recovery, and I do have stability, and I do have my life. So I decided to start doing something. I decided to do something crazy, and I started making these videos. I've only done a few, and I'm still tweaking as I go. They've not been as regular as I'd like. They're not as well put together as I'd like. They're not as great as I'd like. But you know what? Neither am I. They are what they are. I am what I am. And both are just a collection of lessons learned, of rituals and patterns and beliefs that have helped work for me. I can't promise anything that I say is going to help you, but it might help somebody else. It might help another Amelia, and frankly, that's all I care about. The motto for the business is helping people prepare for the journey of a lifetime, one little adventure at a time. Now let me tell you what that means. The journey of a lifetime is your death. And the one little adventure I'm talking about is your attitude about living today. Because here's the thing. We know how the story's going to end. Everybody's story ends the same. The last chapter might be written a little bit different, but the storyline is the same. We all die. No one gets out of this thing alive. And I believe that living life is more difficult for some people than it is for others. We didn't all grow up with a white picket fence. And even those that did, well, some of them have some pretty good stories too. So what I'm trying to do is help you prepare to live life in a much better way than maybe what you've been living, simply by helping you examine your own life and make some changes. Life is an adventure, but we can get so stuck in trying to survive that all that excitement ends up feeling like anxiety. What if there were a path? What if there was a way to go from just getting by to living a life full of adventure? So in this series, think about it, we've talked about self-identity, which is what you think about yourself, life purpose, what you think your assignment is, responsibility, what are your tasks, your moral obligations, and your beliefs, and success. How do you value your life? Okay, well today we're going to be talking about relationships. And the word of the week is going to be the word friend. F-R-I-E-N-D. Why relationships? Because you can't get to the top all alone, and you don't hit bottom all by yourself. Two things that all relationships have in common, both the good and the bad, is number one, they are all complex. Why? Because people are complex. And two, they are all fluid. Because we tend to be a little bit different every day. But if relationships are complex and fluid, how do we even begin to talk about them? Okay, well, we're going to compare relationships to a football team. And for this little exercise, I want you to think of yourself as the owner. You're going to be the owner, and I'm going to be the team's coach. Now, as owner and coach, you and I are on the same page. You want the team to earn money. I want the team to win. So how do we do that? You as owner, you may not know much about football or about athletes. So you're going to trust me to pick the best players for the next season. What is it you're going to ask me to do? Pick winning players, right? Is it just skill that makes a winning player? No. Part of the job of a professional athlete is to be a team player. And by that I mean you got to be able to get along with everybody. You've got to be able to take direction. You've got to read the playbook. You've got to memorize it. And you've got to be motivated and dedicated. And they have to have respect for you too, right? As the owner? We are building a professional foundation for success. And that, my friend, is what friendship is all about. Building a professional foundation for success. So, in this example, this little mental exercise, I want you to think about it as mid-season. Because most of us aren't just starting out right now. But we're also going to pretend it's the playoffs. The years of ducking behind the bleachers to go smoke are over. This isn't high school football. You aren't going home with the cheerleader or the mascot. You're the owner of a winning team. What are you expecting from the players again? Well, you would expect that they would realize that you are in the game of your life. Your money is on the line. Your reputation is on the line. Your future is on the line. And at the end of the game, all of you will either be one step closer to that Super Bowl ring, or you'll be unpacking your lockers and going home. So it's mid-season, and it's the half. And we all know how this goes because we've seen the football movies, and all those football movies ever made are always the same. It's half, the team is down, and the coach comes in to give a pep talk. Well, you ready? Here it is, because it's always the same thing. Quit playing defense and start playing offense. And then the coach goes around and starts pointing some stuff out. Things that will motivate, things that will inspire. But the coach has about 3 minutes of the movie to do this. So what does he say? You have the right to be here. Each and every one of you has earned the right to be on this team. Each and every one of you has worked and practiced and tried to bring this team to where we are today. You know what? We don't have to win this game. What we have to do is go out there and show them what we got. Stop the opposition, not by being intimidated by the flash of the light bulbs or the crowds and their screams or by their skills. Trust that the teammates, your teammates, have got you, and go for it. So now I ask you, as the owner of the team, how does your team look? Do you honestly believe that they can win the second half? When I was younger, I got up, I slammed coffee, and then I went out into the world. I met, and I hooked up, and I did what I had to do, and then I went home. I wasn't building a professional foundation for success. Why would I? I wasn't a professional, and I wasn't all that worried about being a success. I snuck out behind the bleachers a lot, but instead of the cheerleaders and the mascots, I started picking other stuff up. And then that turned into what felt like a never-ending series of away games. There were no crowds in the stand cheering me or my team on. Personalities were on my teams, not professional. Every yard was a struggle. Every play was a fight. And the more behind we got, the louder the personalities and the issues became. The game wasn't fun anymore. Another guy down. Another medic call. Another guy doesn't go home after the game. The more oppressed and depressed I came, the more Hail Mary passes I threw into the end zone. But what good did it do me? Because there wasn't anybody in the end zone to catch my ball. You cannot get to the top alone, and you don't hit bottom all by yourself. So here it is. What do you do? Well, that brings me to the spiritual assignment for the week. I want you all to think about who your best friend was when you were in elementary school. I want you to think about what you liked about him and why you hung out with him back then. And then I want you to pick up a piece of paper and I want you to write down 3 qualities that you admired about them. And then I want you to think about the people that you call your friends today. Do any of the friends that you have today possess the qualities of your best friend in elementary school? Do any of those people have the qualities of your best friend? Which brings us to the word of the week, which is the word friend. F-R-I-E-N-D. Well, I'll tell you what Webster says. Webster says that a friend is someone who's attached to another by affection or an esteem, like an acquaintance, or someone who favors or promotes something like a charity. They're friends of the public library, or they're friends of the RPO. Webster says a friend is someone who's not an enemy. Webster says a friend can be a companion, like a dog or a pet. But my definition is a bit different. F-R-I-E-N-D, finally realizing infinite excellence never dies. A friend is finally realizing infinite excellence never dies. We are responsible for our own lives. And when I die, they're going to bury me. And when you die, they're going to bury you. What we accomplish, what our reputations are, what legacy we are able to leave behind depends on being able to build professional foundation for success. And if I'm going to build a foundation, I'm going to need to start with some solid material. I'm going to need good friends. But friends aren't the people you drink with at the coffee or the coffee shop or the bar. Those people that you're drinking with, they're acquaintances. Because when the beverage is gone, so are they. Friends are the people who finally realize that infinite excellence never dies. Not mine, not yours, not theirs. They are people who are willing to invest themselves, first in their own lives, and then secondly, yours. When you love a friend, it's because you can see their excellence in them, even if they can't. And that part of them is what you hold on to, even in the hard times, even when you get mad at them. It never dies, not for you. And the reason someone loves you and is your friend is because they can see the infinite excellence in you. Even your death won't take that away from them. Trust me, I know. The bravest thing ever said by a child on a playground is, "Will you play with me?" The bravest thing ever said by an adult is, "Will you help me?" If you want to make friends, you're going to have to be brave enough to ask. And if you are at the point where your bravery is at an all-time low, then I suggest you start with my coach. All you have to do is look up and say, "If you exist, will you help me? And if you exist, can you show me?" Okay, thanks for watching. Hit the like button if you did like the show. If you want to encourage my madness, hit subscribe. And if you want to be notified when I upload my next video, hit the bell icon. Okay, thanks again and God bless. Oh, and remember, you don't have to believe in God. It's okay. You can just ask Him to keep blessing you until you do. Have a good night, everybody.